What's your process when it comes to tackling website copy?
I mean, it's the three phases that I do. And the first phase is the research, which is the biggest part of preparing to write. And I actually really love it because over the years of doing content, I got really good at interviewing people because I wrote articles for, like you had mentioned, MSN Health. I've interviewed like top experts literally all over the world. So I'm very at ease talking to anybody. And so I found that I had a real ability to kind of dig, and people just open up to me and start telling me stuff. More than once somebody has said, after the interview, are you going to print all that? Because I didn't mean to say that. And if they were really upset, I would take it out. But I mean, my point is that they would kind of let down their guard.
Right.
And so the research part involves like interviews. And it's not that I'm sneaky about it. It's just that I let people talk. And a lot of times that's all it takes, so it's the interviews. I actually have a 49-point checklist that I use. And most people don't have all of it, but it's everything from social media to, blog posts to the competition. I kind of go undercover and I will buy the competition product. I will look at their website. I look at the comments on their blogs. What is it people are saying? I'll look at the Better Business Bureau. Everything I have, like I said, a whole list. And then I just dig into that. The second part is the actual writing. And it's more like assembly. They say that in copywriting. Copywriting isn't writing, it's assembly, because I have blocks of all these different pieces of research and I start plugging them in. And then I start, putting it together, making it sound good, however the client's tone is and whatever quotes I get. And then I do the editing. And then the third phase is the testing and validation. So then we put it out there. There's a couple of different tests that I like to use and see how people respond. And then we tweak it, edit it, the copy according to the responses. But the whole idea is to get a measurable result. So that it's working.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts that come to my mind is, let's just talk about the homepage. What's been a noticeable thing that you've seen when, you audit their website or based on the research that you found from their competitors or from others? What has been the biggest aha moment for them?
Well, the homepage, just as a kind of a side note, the homepage is the hardest page to write because every other page, you have a good idea where people are coming from. Maybe it's a Facebook ad. Maybe it's, particular advertising you're doing. The homepage, you have to capture everyone. So it has to be more general. And there's sort of a saying in conversion copywriting where, whatever time you allow to write a homepage, 3/4 of that for tearing your hair out, because you have to really try to fit it to everybody's level of awareness, where they're coming from. But the biggest issues I see are that people don't know their own value, like their value proposition. Like, what is it that separates you from everybody else in your business, especially if it's a mass market sort of service or product?
Interesting.
That you have to have that differentiating thing. Like for me, it's the 49-point checklist. And it's just, and it's also, people have to know you, obviously, and that's going to be the big thing. But it's not being specific enough in what you offer, how it's going to benefit the person, what they're going to get out of it. It's usually the biggest issue I see is that a lot of websites just talk about themselves. And the focus should be on the reader 100%. And then you can, even on the about page, and that's what people are surprised to hear about, because it's still, the focus is on, your potential customer or your reader.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. As a reminder, the links are below, and you can watch this full podcast episode on YouTube, or you can listen on your favorite podcasting app.